welcome back. Obviously, that last episode was a little long, but hopefully left you with a decent cliffhanger after a long video. So we have gotten to day two, and we'll kind of set the stage for you, because we did take a little bit of a layoff there. There wasn't a whole lot that happened at the end of the day. Both sides clearly were set to screen and trying to avoid their morale breaking. If we go up here, you see that they're actually already over the threshold of what will cause a major defeat. We're getting close. We're a little ways away. Inflict more than 18%. Looks like theirs dropped. We flipped with them. Theirs was at 22%. Now it's flipped. I wonder if that's reloading in some of the issues that we were having where things were flipped in the last episode. So their morale does seem to be okay. But as you see, their positioning is suboptimal. This core down here from Floyd, we really don't know what road they're going to go, so Richardson's core, wherever he's at, is going to be stationed on all three roads. Now it spreads us out, but it does give us a chance to potentially hold them off as well. And we're in a giant line. They've built some new trench lines here also, so we're not really entirely sure where they're going to be. And then you see that they have a couple cavalry units that have still found a way behind our lines. So we'll spin back around and get a little bit more to our perspective here and begin fresh. What we may be doing is putting it to Corps Command today, and letting a couple of the individual Corps Commanders take more charge over their units, see if that makes things any better. The bad news is most of our artillery is wiped out from one reason or another. So as you saw, we're going to put Halleck and we're going to put Burnside on the attack. Sherman's another corps. We'll see if it actually does it, because the negative side is sometimes when you put one group in, the next group won't be on that attack. Richardson, we're going to keep in a screen sense here. He's just really trying to stall for time so we can break the other lines. And like that, we'll go ahead and get into it. We'll quickly get engaged. We resumed a little fast there. They had a couple units that tried to go reclaim some artillery batteries that are going to quickly be pushed aside. H.R. Jackson's brigade is being hit by Sykes, who's lost about 50% of his men. Not sure why it's only giving me one option there. We'll wait till after battle and see if there's anything we can do there. Maybe it's the size of our unit. Looks like this is Lawrence Corps. He's taken almost 50% casualties as a corps, but looks like he was given the charge of holding the roadway. And quickly that brigade is falling. Little Marine Corps discipline, that seems to fit. Alright, looks like we got a little bit of fighting going on here where Trimble's brigade has pushed into us in the center. And he's got withering fire hitting him. From artillery brigade batteries to actual brigades. He's the demi brigade. It's taken more than 50% casualties, and looks like Trimble's all that it has left. Army of the Potomac's taken 50% casualties for them. We'll check back with our corps commanders here momentarily to see if we are actually giving those orders to attack. We don't actually know if they are. Let's see who's defending. Kimball, who's a little undersized, and Eamon, who's also a little undersized. Looks like there's a couple dispatch riders running around. And Lauren's being pushed back. We'll zoom out a little bit to try to let the game catch back up. It is struggling a little bit. Oh, here comes that cavalry. What are we doing here? These guys start doing anything yet? Nope. Man. Richardson just not get the orders to them yet? Okay. Maybe that's why. Like I said, hoping that the orders get around quickly and we can actually just let our corps commanders do some of the fighting here. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if that's going to be the case or not. Maybe. It looks like we've got some movement taking place. So we'll go ahead and leave it to the corps commanders for right now. It's the most movement we've gotten out of Hunter yet, is Halleck taking charge over him. Of course, he's marching his men directly into a trench line. He's got them flanked. They got a lot of cover, but they're flanked. Not sure what that'll do. Oh, here comes this one. I think Wheaton's going to struggle there, but hopefully we can push back along the rest of this line and overwhelm that trench. Oh, we are shifting. Burnside is shifting. All to fight this cavalry brigade. Not a perfect scenario there. Well, that shows us that Franklin's not got everybody under his command. Let's see if we can get everybody back. We're going to have to go division by division still, which is disheartening, but is what it is. Hey, it looks like Emery's moving his guys, trying to get in there in the fight. Still not getting any movement from Floyd down here. Wondering if he's feuding with whoever's in charge right now. Wheaton broke trying to hit the trench. Wasn't our best option, but allows us to probably wipe out this Tennessee unit. We're finally getting some movement there. I think that's still Sykes's. Nope, that's Reynolds' regular Marine Corps. So they've broken. We're going to try to get up to those trenches before they can, even with our reserve. Like I said in the previous episode, we probably are going to be forced to do quite a bit of sitting around waiting here in the next couple months. I would assume both sides are going to be so exhausted from this fight that readiness should take quite a while to get built back up. Looks like we got a group of regulars here. I think that's Hancock's men in trenches. Same with the second group of regulars. So it looks like they'll be up in the fight quickly, and then we'll be able to hold this road and this set of trenches before the Department of Norfolk can get here. And you see they're just taking heavy casualties. What is that? Is that their... Yeah, they're down to 550 men, or 150 on the battlefield, and it looks like they're all marching right into us, right? And you see up at the top, it has triggered a major victory. That could change. We obviously don't have the victory point yet. And I don't see a mass break on their morale happening yet. They're still at 26%. They dug a lot of trench lines, so they could have troops all along here. And here you see a bunch of artillery pieces. Not sure where those all came from. I never made it back that far in the first day. I guess as they retreated, that's where their artillery pieces got left. Not sure. I know we never got any troops there. You see some units breaking on their right flank. We'll get to where the action is over here once we get Carter and Wood. Looks like Carter hasn't actually gotten himself into an attack stance yet. Wood, same thing. Carter will get moved up. It looks like there's some cavalry brigades moving up, things of that nature. Okay, and then down here near their trench, trying to take. You see the battlefield just littered with bodies from the last day's battle. Exactly 50% casualties, that's crazy. We do have some artillery hitting the trench. Hopefully we can get another brigade or two to come help flank it. Looks like Emery's going to be the closest with his division. Porter's coming to join. There's Hancock, there he is. So Hancock's going to try to spin and surround that group while we use Greg and Reynolds to take this next trench line. Wood in support. I guess we could send King that way too. See Martindale starting to close the gap on this backside here. Shift him to close it. They are starting to fall back a little bit because I think they feel their commanders must be getting reports that their flank has completely folded. There's nobody supporting them over there. The Department of Norfolk is gone. Literally gone. And this is Lawrence Corps that is down to 1,600 men trying to hold out, while the 3rd Arkansas with 850 falls back because they have a new defensive position. And of course, David Hunter, still sitting still. I'm going to order him forward. Ooh. Looks like Hancock's gotten aggressive here and sent Kimball around quickly to flank the retreating units that also appear to be out of ammo. So our supply line cut off the previous day has been pretty beneficial for it. Oh. We are getting a hefty amount of lag right now. Their morale still at 26%. I don't know that I see them breaking. We're going to zoom out a little bit because the lag was getting better there. May have to pause and see if there's something we can fix on my end. No, it could just be all the movement happening all at once right now by all of our troops. Not entirely sure what's going on there. You see Trimble retreating right between our lines there. Sometimes that gets them to surrender if they decide to retreat between your lines, but doesn't look like that's going to happen this time. Yeah, we're getting some lag. So we'll put you on pause for a second, see if we can clear that up. Let's see if that helped. Adjusted a few settings. Let's find our actual battle again. What's going on down here? Now we've got an artillery unit just routed all the way to back here. That's fine. Sedgwick has apparently gotten bored with his location. Or maybe Richardson's orders finally got to him. I'm not sure which. Looks like maybe that is the answer. And so he's moving to support. Alright, we get a lot happening. Looks like Nathaniel Jackson went for the trenches and failed. We'll have to zoom in here momentarily, give you an overview of what's kind of going on the other flank. Doesn't look like they're really dug in on the trenches, but it looks like they're turned looking for assault. And we are pushing towards them up that direction. Hancock's working to close the gap. Kimball's men are pouring it into that Arkansas regiment. We're going to manually pull aim in this direction. These guys need to be flanked a little bit. These trenches are pretty thick. So if we can hit them from this side, we can send another unit to flank in a variety of locations. Starting with Sykes in the Marine Corps. Looks like Simonton's brigade might be about to break. Charleston Guards are down to 550 men. Looks like that Charleston's Guard is starting to also take flanking fire. And now they've broken. So now it's a matter of getting our units up this roadway, trying to get to the church. Try to get Halleck's First Corps to all start marching that way and then let them kind of sort it out. They're reorganizing quite a few units. We do have that major victory indicator, but we really need to start getting everybody back attached to their core if we could. There's just a hodgepodge of troops here. We're fragmented all over the place. We're going to just have to stop marching for a little while, unfortunately, because we are so disrupted and fragmented on our march. Hancock's men are going to try to take and hold this trench. Because at least if we have the trench, then theoretically speaking, we can at least stop whatever they're bringing forward. Hopefully. I guess that's what they thought also, but a lot of their units are also lacking a lot of cohesion. I mean, you're seeing that there's a regiment with 750 men, another 750. Yeah, there's 2,000. Is Lawrence Corps still? Man, he's got a giant corps. Ooh, okay. They are pushing on Richardson finally. Trying to push through. So what we're going to need to do is, where's Halleck? I know that goes against the orders we just gave you guys, but we're going to need you to start marching down the road this way, which is going to disrupt you even more. But at this point, we're going to have to do what we got to do. We do have artillery there to try to help. I believe Richardson's men are all in their first fight, so that's why I think we're guarding the rear. Trying to let them get a free first fight. And so much for that. The good news is there is at least roadways heading there, so it looks like Halleck's men are figuring that out. Sedgwick's not so much. Alright, where are we at? We have 2 units routed so far. Jameson seems to be falling back. Potentially Sickles might be able to get there. Really the problem is we need to get there prior to them reaching our artillery. And it looks like at least our cavalry regiments are going to reach the battle. which is a success. They are rushing across this creek pretty quickly. And at this point, Jameson, it just might be turning fire, man. You got him flanked. Try to get Sickles to engage isolated units in the rear. Cedric's men are broken because marching in hills and woods are not great for morale. Whose regiment is this? Porter, yep, you are in reserve. Your guys have done less marching. You're going to come join the defense of the rear. I'm not sure if we'll be able to hold a major victory. Their morale is at 22%, but ours is not great either. We may, we're at 44. I guess as our units start making it down here, it says they're broken already. That's okay. Whatever. We'll speed up just a little bit as we kind of have a handle on things finally. Looks like we are getting a couple units there to support Richardson, which is really all we can ask for. Put Sickles on an attack and try to let him handle that. Cedric's morale is broken. What are we doing on the other side? This side of things, we should be okay. We've got our commanders all set to an attack. They're probably going to let most of their units rest a little bit after the march through the wilderness. But maybe we'll be able to take out a handful of units. Corps down to 10,000 men, with quite a few casualties to its name. Pouring into that trench line that they have. Our morale doesn't look great, just seeing how things are going so far. Let's pour some artillery down here because that seems to be our pressure point right now. Looks like Sickles was successful in routing a unit down here. So it appears one of his units routed also. Unless they're all three laying on top of each other. I don't see it anywhere. Not sure. Alright, Hunter. Get up here. And they broke. Lovely. Positive news is we now have reinforcements there to help the fresh recruits of Richardson that are really getting their first taste of battle. Still says they're broken. They're clearly not broken. Oh, now we've shifted to minor defeat. That's not a good sign. They're still at ridiculous casualty numbers, 17,000, with another 3,000 that have left the field just today. Just in case you are new to the game, that number does change overnight. So any troops that left the field for them get taken out of their total. So that's why they're at 62,000 now, and we're at 79. And some change is that number does reduce as the day changes, and those units no longer count against you. So the 3,400 that have left the battle are all units that lost any will to fight today. Let's see. Our units are pushing forward here finally into some heavy gunfire, it looks like. Philadelphia Brigade is getting hit heavily. I mean, there are units that are taking 50% plus casualties that are just hanging in there still. Morale has not broken. Oh, who's pushing up here and getting flanked? Eagle Brigade. Alright, fire. Stop marching and fire. Commanders are doing what we asked. We are asking for us to push and to break their morale. We are attempting to, unit after unit here. Some are moving a little bit slower than others. There's a bunch of reports of troops in contact. Units withdrawing. Really fighting in two places here. And that's a lot to manage. That's why we've got the commanders on those settings, is to hopefully let them do some of the hard work of positioning stuff, and hopefully not mess it up too much. See, this 7th Texas has 600 casualties and is just holding firm. Looks like if we take out those 2 units, that flank will roll up also. Down here, it looks like we're starting to break a couple units. Still says we have a minor defeat. I don't know if that's just because we haven't taken the victory location. Oh, Johnson decided he was marching straight into fire. He's wounded. I haven't even seen that alert. Probably will see it in a second. Says they got men in their rear. They don't. Our artillery is getting up and hitting them pretty hard here. 150 men left. 200 casualties. So that should help matters a little bit. Now that we've got all those reinforcements down here and quite a few artillery pieces as well. While we were down there, it looks like Hancock's men have broken this flank. Let's see. Can we push here now? Or are we just going to leave one brigade up here pushing unit 50% casualties? Oh, not even a brigade, it's just a little bit of a big regiment of regulars. I guess the good news is that doesn't affect state support. Like a minor victory, it appears. Alright, let's go back to the other end. Oh, it looks like we routed another couple units. You see Stevens, Clark, the Legion. I do not like how they're just wandering the woods rallying. I would ultimately like that they go back towards their entry point, maybe. Something of that nature. I think this is even some of Richardson's men now that are in their first battle and they're getting... Nope, there's cover. Never mind. Okay, I started seeing some 1-stars pop up and I'm starting to get interested to see if we're getting some 1-stars with brand new units with the way this battle's going. Alright, Stockton, let's go ahead and just face the guys right in front of me. I know that sounds crazy, but let's just do it. See what happens. Now, face these guys. Okay, game. You're not gonna let me do it? Try to get a couple units up there to support. We've got Cedric's men are starting to not crap their pants over marching in some woods. They must have seen a dead body or something in their first battle and just couldn't take it anymore. Here's another one of those cavalry charges right by us. Nobody fired. Not even one shot. So we've routed Anderson's brigade. Deese's regiment's next. Hopefully. Looks like they still have 5 guns there. And we're firing into the flank again. And a regiment that has just decided to march right through us. I mean, that's marching. That's not a charge, it's just marching. I'm not sure what to do with that. Other than pause for a second and see if I can get everybody to fire. Oh, they broke now. Alright, now you tell me they broke. But that's another unit off of the board. Down to, what is this, the east of the battlefield, because I'm turned. Looks like Sickles is struggling. He lost another brigade. We are going to slap Richardson from screen to attack now that he's got some help. See if that makes things a little bit better. They had another, what, 400 men leave the battlefield, it looks like. They're at 30% casualties and have not broke. Their morale is at 12%. Hoping it's not one of those times where the game has an oops, and this is the second time I think we've fought with these guys, and they've withstood a basic level morale break. I mean, it's what, 0% in one of our previous battles, so I wonder if this game's just bugged with this core. Maybe something they've done with this core triggered a bug. They should be breaking any second, realistically. Oh, somebody else got wounded. Sedgwick got wounded. He wasn't even near the fight. Couldn't hit an elephant from this range. He's over here. Trying to get shot. Looks like a skirmisher got him. Alright. This side seems to be under control. We might have to go back up this way and do some moving of some folks. Nope, looks like we're routing everybody that's in those woods. Maybe it's worth sending some more forward. I'm not sure. I don't know what to send them forward to at this point. Yeah, I'd really like to see them break at this point. 31% casualties. It's over the threshold for what they can take. Ours is flipped again to where we can't take more than 18%. Their morale is at 11. Maybe I read it wrong. I don't know. So it's not going to be a major victory no matter what at this point. But with their morale at 11%, I would think that they would be at a threshold of losing it. I need to find a commander that I have not already ordered to move. Alright, there we go. Hancock. Let's get Shank's artillery up there. What's defending this anyway? It's a bunch of command posts and one cavalry unit. Oh, it looks like we found an infantry unit also. The 1st Tennessee has already taken 400 casualties and is still in the fight. Okay, we've got a cavalry unit facing the wrong way. Come that way. Emery, that's who I haven't had in a while. Couldn't find him. All 3,000 of his men. We're breaking more units down here, but doesn't seem to be fast enough. Watching the victory bar slide back and forth. We have 20% casualties. They have 30. This has now reached a point where under 11% morale. Maher got wounded. This is a bloodbath. This is a bloodbath. Still absolute chaos. I mean, this is some major casualties happening for 1862. Cascade. Alright, that group's gone. Alright, we are breaking more and more of their units every second at this point. Now it's a matter of, can we get them to have an all-out collapse? Yep, it looks like all those units there that were trying to be rallied all broke. They're all heading to the Wilderness Church. I'm assuming right now we're not winning because they have so many victory points. 48 to our 0. Their morale's at 9. Ours is pretty solid. Try to go one group at a time, figure out where everybody is. See if we can't get in these trenches and hold. I need Shank up here with his artillery, whatever he's got left. What have we got rallied over here? Not a whole lot. Try to send Richardson's men into the fight, knowing full well that most of them are in their first battle, so they're not going to do a whole lot. Williams will keep trying to push. I mean, at this point, it's just kind of grabbing units and throwing them at the enemy, as disorganized and jumbled and chaos as everything is. Much like the real-life battles of Chancellorsville and the Wilderness, where it just turns to pure chaos. I think our casualty numbers are a little high, but I think kind of fits realisticness there, other than the 30,000 plus 40, almost 40,000 casualties as of right now. I think what might break them is their troops that are just gone. They're up to 3,600, again, gone. If we can get our artillery in place, we can even bombard the Wilderness Church, let everybody rest a little bit, and then push forward. We're going to speed up. I know we're getting long again on this video. Foster's batteries are going to work the road and get to the other side again. Again, to try to bombard down that direction. White, we want you there. Tyler, same thing. Your guys aren't even set up yet, so we'll just go ahead and counter march you. It's going to be exhausting. I don't really care. Looks like we're putting Rhodes's brigade in a vice. This unit still tells me they're broken. I'm charging just to get them in firing range, and then going to try to fire. There we go. Sometimes they stop right on the edge of firing range and just never fire. Schofield, we want you to keep pushing. Over here, we seem to be doing well. Some more of our regular regiments are taking heavy casualties. Looks like they're reforming on this side again and pushing for those trench lines. Bayard, I don't know where you're going, man. Just shoot. Shoot at the guys that are already ready to break. Keep 14 rounds left. Fire. Broke that unit. They're down under 8 morale. I'm really blown away that they haven't broken yet. 34% casualties and increasing. I know that we're at a sizable number ourselves, but this is getting ridiculous. We're sending Dodge to go capture that supply line. Hopefully, maybe that'll cause them to break. Let's see about this Vermont unit coming to take this supply line. This could be a situation like we did yesterday, and we just kind of have to reform again. And hopefully their morale is so bad that they actually break overnight this time. It's just dropping. It's at 7 and dropping versus ours being at 40. I don't know why they're still in the fight. And the good news is I think both sides will literally have to not fight the rest of 1862. I mean, that's not great for us, because obviously taking out everything that they had is pretty nice, but we've also suffered overwhelming casualties ourselves. So Martindale's men, we won't make everybody move like crazy right now, but we're going to stick Martindale this way in case something happens where all these units start rallying. Hancock, go on, push up. Wood, go ahead, push up. %7 morale and still holding. I'm impressed. Whoever the commander is I don't remember at this point. Whoever their lead commander is apparently the greatest morale man ever. And part of our problem is our orders are taking forever and a day. McClellan needs to get up here into Chancellorsville, make this his headquarters. So at least he's between our lines. It looks like we're pushing into the center now. Well, come watch this half the battle. This unit is just sprinting through us again. Go ahead, Bayard. Fire at him. another situation where we're just not firing at the units. We did Iron Discipline last time. Let's go cover experts. They're not getting actual cover. I mean, basically nobody even knows who to shoot at right now. This is pure, utter chaos. Oh, we got units coming from all over the place retreating back this direction. Just throwing units forward at this point, as you can see, and hoping it does something. It's a little reckless, but they have 35% casualties. We are at the 40,000 casualty threshold. Looks like the Irish Legion is pushing up to this blob of units. We're not sure what's in it. We're not sure what's rallying. We're not sure what's not rallying. Nope, there's another unit that's surrendered. They've had quite a few surrender so far this battle. Oh, looks like we got another one. I think that might be, that's at least their second of the day, but I think it might be their fourth or fifth overall of the battle. It looks like there's another one coming up. Nope, that's the one we already got. Alright, Irish Legion broke. Who have we not sent forward? Back to a minor defeat somehow. Not sure how when they're at 5% morale. I mean, we've taken 17,000 casualties, I understand that, but they've taken 25,000 and growing. I don't even know who left to throw forward. I mean, it might be another situation where we have to wait till the end of the day just to try to regroup everybody. Floyd's Corps is showing back up over here now. I mean, units that we routed on one end of the map are showing up on the other end of the map, ready to fight. Basically all they have left is, I think, Floyd's men. And here we go, throwing more men into the meat grinder. I got no idea what's in this massive blob, but we're sending it forward. At least we're trying to send it forward, I guess. I guess I can't prove that I'm sending it forward. Group after group is going forward. Somehow we're taking a massive, bigger hit on the bar than they are. They're at 40% casualties. The game is refusing to let them break. With under 5 morale. We'll at this point have to leave it to commanders because I think I'm going to get myself to break. It looks like each unit we break of theirs is getting us a little bit closer towards taking the victory point. I'm hoping that that's just the thing that is holding them right now, is that they have that. Hoping our constant push forward is able to cause that to come to an end. All these units we've already beaten ran all the way across the field, rallied before my men can get across the field that are not routed. That's frustrating. And now they're coming back and causing us to not completely force them out of the game. defeat. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Really, game? They lost 40% casualties. Their morale is at 3%. Ours is at 21, and we lost. Really? I've got nothing. I mean, that is absolutely outstanding. You gotta be kidding me. I don't I don't rightly understand that. We'll see you back at the main screen. So, back on the main screen, we'll finish up the battle here. We'll check out that officer loss report. Yeah, it doesn't even know what to tell us about the battle. That's kind of an example. So we had 3 killed in action, and John G. Reynolds was wounded twice. Okay. So we had quite a few wounded. We'll do some cleanup off screen and bring you back next episode. But you can see, I'm not sure how well it looks over there, but the First Corps is under 13,000 troops at this point. Yikes. Let's see, we're under 240,000. We're gonna have to be calling in a lot of new